Nikocado Avocado lost serious weight, but this was no normal weight loss journey. Aside from being highly public, his progress was monetized. But the more shocking part is the sinister side he had to tap into in order to achieve his results. But there's more on that later. Imagine waking up and seeing a new video notification. Nikocado Avocado, the famous mukbang YouTuber known for his extreme eating and dramatic meltdowns, has lost 250 pounds. He claims it was all part of a grand plan, a social experiment. But is it really just that? Is this a redemption arc, a marketing ploy, or something much deeper? You can't help but wonder, how did he do it, and at what cost? Nickocado opens up his video with a bizarre, almost villain-esque monologue. He says, "I am always 2 steps ahead," wearing a panda mask and talking about his weight gain and loss as if it were some chess game against the internet. His revelation left viewers questioning not just his motives, but also his own role in the spectacle. Was his weight gain a calculated move to grab attention and then profit from the transformation? Or was he battling his demons behind the scenes that everyone kind of knew he was dealing with? What makes this reveal even more shocking is how he framed the entire ordeal. Nickocado didn't just present it as a personal victory. He positioned himself as a mastermind of an elaborate social experiment. One that preyed on the weakness and, dare I say, voyeuristic tendencies of his audience. It's a bold claim, one that paints him as both a victim of a circumstance and a cunning manipulator who used his body as a tool for content. You have to wonder, is this self-awareness, deflection, or something entirely different? The lines blur, leaving viewers caught between empathy and skepticism. But then there's the theatrical element of it all. Wearing a panda mask, delivering his message in a slow, deliberate tone. It's almost as if he's reading lines to a movie. In fact, on his weight loss journey, I'm sure he saw this video coming out in his mind, picking the best words possible for that exact moment. Is this just another layer of the performance, a meta commentary on how we consume content, or is it just a genuine flex on all the haters out there? The ambiguity is what keeps people talking, guessing, and more importantly, clicking. He's not just telling a story. He's creating a narrative that invites everyone to become a part of it, whether they like it or not. Let's not kid ourselves. YouTube is a business and drama sells. Niccocado's reveal was more than just a personal milestone. It also had its financial windfall. With his video hitting trending and getting millions of views almost instantly, this video will translate into some hefty ad revenue. According to this graph, it's estimated he made $176,000 just from this video at the time of recording this. On top of that, he released another long form video where he collected another $37,000 in estimated revenue. Absolute W business move, if you ask me. Now, of course, he was making money before this, but how many people do you know that have monetized their weight loss journey in this way? Sure, you have the typical TikTok influencer, but when has someone of his status, dare I say, gone through such a significant transformation in weight? If you know of someone, let me know in the comments below. Maybe we'll do a video on them. But this goes a little deeper. It's not just about YouTube ads. Nickocado knows how to play the game, the YouTube game. One thing he's mastered is monetizing this area of his life, turning his personal wrestling match with his inner demons into content that can pay for all that food. For those of you who aren't as familiar, his channel really isn't just about food. There's a running narrative. It's a reality show where he plays essentially every role. The hero in some videos, the villain, and in some, the victim. And let's be real, the dramatic weight loss wasn't just a health choice. This was an amazing move for his career. Each step of his journey, from initial gain to the shocking reveal, was executed in a way to maximize views and, in this case, revenue. And honestly, good for him. That's awesome. I wonder how many more people would lose that much weight if they knew they got a check at the end of it. Consider this. At his peak, Niccocado's brand wasn't just about eating. It was about excess, indulgence, and pushing the limits. By flipping the script and showcasing dramatic weight loss, he not only taps into the health and wellness niche, but also pulls in a viewer who thrives on transformation stories. Maybe with this new push, we'll see a new market, a new demographic find his channel, which will inevitably lead to some more revenue. Suddenly, this isn't just a guy eating food on camera. He's a symbol of extreme change, daring to push the limits of the human body, all for people to enjoy within the comfort of their own home. And let's not forget about the psychological aspect. By framing this journey as a social experiment, he's essentially telling his audience that we're part of a plan all along, that he was truly, in fact, 2 steps ahead. It's a smart twist that has shifted the narrative from being more passive to an active, intelligent creator who's used his master plan to inevitably fuel his content. This kind of narrative control is rare, and it's no surprise it's paying off literally. Now here's where things get interesting. Pay attention to the phrases he used before revealing he lost the weight. It's obvious Nikocado had to go to a pretty dark place in order to motivate himself. And based on the content that he's created over the years, I'm sure the past couple months for him was extremely intense. Even putting the weight loss aside, imagine the emotional weight, if you will, of having to hold this narrative, this energy of proving the haters wrong, if that makes sense. I don't know if you've ever maybe gotten broken up with or lost something, and you channeled that energy into something that's good. In fact, I've heard countless stories of people getting broken up by their girlfriends with, and then going to create $1 million business. It's amazing what you can achieve with this emotional power. And Nickocado showed that you can apply this same type of energy to weight loss, which is really interesting. And although he got to the destination, now I know we're gonna be a little bit nitpicky, was there perhaps a better way to get there? Let me explain. Pretend you have to drive from LA to New York. What you could do is drive nonstop, slam as many Red Bulls as possible, and only pull over to pass out for 20 minutes at a time to take a little power nap. Now, you would obviously get to the other side of the country faster, right? But at what cost? If you decided to take a little bit longer, you probably would have enjoyed the view, would have enjoyed the countryside, if you will, and maybe would have had a little bit more fun doing it. And that goes with tapping into this negative energy in order to achieve your dreams. Sure, you get to the end, but did you have a good time? Now, I'm sure for some people listening to this, they would argue, maybe that's the only way he could have lost the weight. And that could be fair, but I would argue perhaps there's something a little bit deeper that's truly the issue. Now, I want to ask you, is it truly healthy to lose that much weight with that being the motivator? Let me know. For one, physically losing 250 pounds is not a small feat, but was it healthy? Not just in terms of the mind, as I was mentioning, but the body. A rapid transformation like that raises eyebrows, not just among fans, but also among the wellness community. It's not just about the scale either. Losing that much weight that fast can wreak havoc on your body, not to mention the psychological toll. Some creators have come out and questioned how he did it, suspecting extreme measures that may not have been sustainable or safe. But at the same time, you gotta give this man his flowers. Math is math. 250 pounds, boom, evidence, math, data, there it is. There it was, you know? Some critics argue maybe he took some Ozempic. Basically, there's a lot of questions around his transformation. And in fact, many people argue that his journey sends mixed signals. On one hand, it's a narrative of success, of taking back control of your life. And on the other, it's a cautionary tale on how far the pendulum can swing when the pressures of content creation and people's comments are at play. Losing weight is generally seen in a positive way. But when it's done in a spotlight like this at this magnitude, you're gonna get people questioning your results. Now, some people are arguing if he just found a lookalike online, maybe some kind of AI video. However, I don't think that's true. Some YouTubers have critiqued some recent videos that he was in, showing that you can see the excess skin through the shirt, proving that he lost the weight. But then again, is it healthy? Now, obviously, when you lose weight, it can lead to muscle loss, nutritional deficiencies, even potential heart problems. But for someone who's built his brand on excess, a sudden shift to dramatically lower his weight might not have come without its own set of sacrifices. What's the real cost of shedding that much weight in such a short span of time? Is it possible that his quest to prove a point might have traded one risk for another? Might have traded one set of problems for another? But in general, how did some of his fans respond? It was interesting to find some comments of people apologizing for saying he couldn't do it, for thinking it was all a hoax. And I appreciate anyone on the internet that's willing to admit they were wrong. In fact, that's probably more rare than seeing a weight transformation like Nikkocado's. An interesting question to ask is if Nickocado lived in a bubble and wasn't able to be influenced by the comments left on his YouTube channel. Like, for example, if he could go back in time, turn off all the comments to all his videos, would he have done the weight transformation? It seems the motivator behind this weight transformation was to prove people wrong. And well, if there's no one to prove wrong, then why would you lose the weight, you know? So overall, did the haters help him by getting him to lose weight? Or did it ultimately hurt him by putting him in this mental state? Now, I'm sure all the doctors out there are able to crunch the numbers telling me how much longer he could live at his current weight, but something needs to be said for the mental side. One thing for sure, his journey would not exist without his audience. They're the ones who click, who watch, who comment, who hate. They're the ones who fuel the drama, who kept the views coming, and who made it all worthwhile. But they're also the ones who judged, criticized, and speculated every move. Like most things, it's a double-edged sword, and Nikocado has wielded it masterfully. He's turned audience involvement into a driving force, both for his content and for his personal narrative. Viewer comments run the gamut, from those who praise him for his bravery and transformation, to those who accuse him of deceit, manipulation, or even mental instability. It's a fascinating dichotomy, one that's a fascinating cross-section of internet culture. The juxtaposition is unreal, we'll say that. But this level of involvement comes with its own set of ethical questions. Are we, the viewers, encouraging unhealthy behaviors by rewarding extreme content? Are we holding creators to impossible standards, expecting them to be both authentic and entertaining, vulnerable yet invincible? And when they falter, are we too quick to judge, forgetting that behind the screens, these people have lives? Nikkocado's journey forces us to reflect on the power that we hold as the viewers, and how engagement might not only shape content, but might affect someone's life. One thing for sure, Nikkocado's weight loss is more than a personal health story. It's a commentary on the nature of online fame, the extremes we go to get attention, and the complicated relationship between creator and audience. Is he a villain? Is he a victim? Or is he simply a savvy creator who's trying to run up that check? That's for you to decide. One thing's for sure, Nikkocado's arc is far from over. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching these videos right here. I'll see you there.